Join with me in consciousness for this guided meditation. My name is Reverend Anne Ahokangas, and I'm going to speak this in the I am, remembering there is only one thing going on here. Join with me in consciousness for this guided meditation. My name is Reverend Anne Ahokangas, and I'm going to speak this in the I am, remembering there is only one thing going on here. So this meditation is in response to some of the senseless things that go on in the world that may cause us shock, dismay, and grief. So let's take a moment to know the truth and to find comfort in this truth. Beneath all the fear, anger, confusion, blaming, and sadness, one thing remains: love. The impulse of the universe is love. Spirit, God, the all that is love. Even in the face of terrible behavior, there is still only love. And in this moment I remember that anything unlike love may look and feel real, but it is the illusion of the lack of love. Yet love is never lacking, because love with the capital L is all there is. It is everywhere present, always, even if it is unseen. It may appear to be hidden, obscured, or in the shadows, but it is still present. And I relax into this knowing, into this understanding. I align myself with love, especially during these times of trouble, concern, and challenges. I feel the peace that remembering and being this love during this time is comfort, is safe, is peace. I remind myself in this truth by looking for and finding evidence of love in all aspects of my life. I turn to nature to remind myself that love is present at all times. Therefore, I look for ways that I can express and give my love to others. And I take a moment now to imagine doing just that, being the expression of love everywhere I go. I know that as I live and express my love, I'm adding to the healing of the world. And I remember that as I feel the very human emotions of anger, fear, confusion, or blame, I acknowledge them and ask, what is mine to do? Then I choose to focus on what I can do in my world, and then do it. And by doing so, I choose to be part of the healing, by making love welcome, by being an example of love. I include in this healing work anyone who may be experiencing pain, loss, or discomfort at this time. I remember at this time that the divinity of all is always present. And the mystery of life is that, a mystery. And yet love prevails. Although it does not make sense to me, I trust and know that divine right action is present. I include the families, friends, and loved ones of all those who have been affected. I send it out to the world now from my heart center. Sending love, and more love. Love prevails. Love prevails. Love prevails. With deep gratitude and love welling up through me as me, I release these words to the law of mind action, knowing that every word spoken is true and already done. Please join with me in affirming, and so it is.
is yours, and its experience is mine. I am yours, you are mine. This is ours. I am thine from the beginning, without end, forever and ever. Amen.
I'm not ready.
So Julian, we're going to lead some joy songs since he got kicked out, so if you can put him on the screen.
Oh no, don't put me on the screen. All right, this is all impromptu. We're gonna do some joy songs. Hope I remember all the lyrics. Here we go. We're gonna start with How Can Anyone Ever Tell You? Oh yeah, we could do that. How could anyone ever tell you you were anything less than beautiful? How can anyone ever tell you you were less than whole? How could anyone fail to notice that your loving is a miracle? How deeply you're connected to my soul. One more time. How can anyone ever tell you you are anything less than beautiful? How can anyone ever tell you you are less than whole? How can anyone fail to notice that your loving is a miracle? How deeply you're connected to my soul. How can anyone ever tell you you are anything less than beautiful? How can anyone ever tell you you are less than whole? How can anyone fail to notice that your loving is a miracle? How deeply you're connected to my soul. And now we're going to do Let There Be Peace on Earth. All right. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that is meant to be with God our Creator. Family all are we. Let us walk with each other in perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me. Let this be the moment now. With every step I take, let this be my joyous vow, to take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Yoo-hoo.
So what else do we know that we can sing?
What else do you guys want to sing? This is all impromptu. Let's do it. Okay, 1, 2, and then what after? I got the. Yeah, what's the second verse? Okay. Oh, sure. That sounds good. 1, 2. I've got the joy, 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 joy down in my heart, down in my heart, down in my heart. I've got the joy, 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 joy down in my heart, down in my heart today's day, and I'm so happy, so very happy. I've got the love of Jesus in my heart, and I'm so happy, so very happy. I've got the love of Jesus in my heart. I've got the love, love down in my heart, down in my heart, down in my heart. I've got the love, 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 love down in my heart. Down in my heart to stay. And I'm so happy, so very happy. I've got the love of Jesus in my heart. And I'm so happy, so very happy. I've got the love of Jesus in my heart. I've got the peace, 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 peace down in my heart. Down in my heart. Down in my heart. I've got the peace, 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 peace down in my heart. Down in my heart to stay. And I'm so happy, so very happy. I've got the love of Jesus in my heart. And I'm so happy, so very happy. I've got the love of Jesus in my heart. All right.
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
I love improvisation.
Yes.
Nothing will keep us from being here with you today. A hearty welcome to everybody who's in the congregation and a hearty welcome to everybody who's online. As always, we appreciate your presence and we hope that you'll stay with us for the entire duration of our service today. A happy welcome to all those groups who are watching us right now. And so to begin, we are going to start with Emilio, who's singing Get Out of the Way by Eddie Watkins, and it's a really nice Get Out of the Way.
Running around fixing this and that, giving up to God and then taking it back. Just release and let it go. You don't even have to think about it no more. Get out of the way. Get out of the way. Get out of the way and let God do His thing. You look like the weight of the world's on your back. Just take a deep breath and cut yourself some slack. All that drama ain't good for you. You couldn't change what is if you wanted to. Get out of the way. Get out of the way. Get out of the way and let God do His thing. Come on, G, let's dance. We got G dancing in the background. The sun's gonna shine and the river's gonna flow. The tide's gonna rise without your say-so. The universe is working and the good is flowing. You don't plant a seed and dig it up, see if it's growing. Get out of the way. Get out of the way. Get out of the way and let God do His thing.
Thanks, Emilio. Thank you. And to guide us on our spiritual journey today, I welcome Reverend Anne Ahokangas.
Hi, everybody. Thank you for enduring our technical difficulties this morning, but all is well. So welcome for those of you online as well. I'm Reverend Anne Ahokangas, and it's my delight to be here with you today. So if you're here for the first time, welcome. It is our pleasure to present this for you today, and if you get some little nuggets, why don't you put a little comment in the comment section or in the live chat, depending on if you're watching us live or after the fact. And let's begin with my favorite thing to do, and that is to connect with Spirit, because that is all there is. So join with me in consciousness. Close your eyes if that's comfortable. And let's go into that place of the I am. For there is only one power, one presence, one absolute divine essence that permeates everything seen and unseen. And it is being my life right here, right now. And I know as I focus on my heart center that love is what is there. It is what breathes me, what moves me, what is me. And so in this moment, I take a moment of silence and I allow this love that is constantly flowing in and through me to flow out from me to the world, so that all that is not experiencing love may experience it even for a brief moment. So let's do that now. And I allow this love to continue to flow through me as me, knowing that it touches every heart that is looking for the love that they already have. It's there as a reminder. So with a grateful heart, a loving heart, I let go and I let it be so. Please join with me in affirming, and so it is. And I have a special moment I would like to take. We have some people who are wonderful volunteers every Sunday. Agnes David, Reverend Pat Ball, Marcia Daly, and Wendy Myers, who are here every Sunday in turn sometimes, and sometimes just visiting us and enjoying our services. And they are either our presiders, our facilitators in the morning, or they are our live chat person, who is Wendy Meyer. So I have a little gift for you. Wendy, would you come up for a moment? And Marcia, just turn around and just look at this camera here. And
Thank you.
And Marcia,
Oh,
whoops,
Marcia. Oh, thank you.
Wendy.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, ladies. You didn't come close enough for them to get to see you. There you go. Say hi to everybody.
Hi, everybody.
And thank you.
Thank you so much.
I like to take the time every now and then to just remind everybody that there's more than just Emilio and I here and whoever is presiding that is allowing for this wonderful work to happen. So let's sing There Is Only Love by Karen Drucker.
In this moment, in this place, I remember who I am, letting fear and worry fall away from me. I open my eyes and see there is only love. There is only love. Love that heals, love that sets us free. There is only love. When I lose myself, when it seems I've lost my way, I would go inside and quiet my mind, and I'd hear spirits say, there is only love. There is only love. Love that heals, love that sets us free. There is only love. There is only love. There is only love. Love that heals, love love that sets us free. There is there is only love.
Wonderful. That's a great message that we should really take in right now. The word for today is consciousness. And the affirmation is, grounded in my divinity, I center my thoughts on what I desire most in life. Thoughts held in mind have a powerful effect in consciousness. In simple terms, this means what I think about, I experience in my mind and body. What I think about, I can bring about in the world around me by taking appropriate action. This demonstrates the law of affinity. For example, if I desire to have roses in my garden, my consciousness has an affinity for roses. I begin to think of them and even imagine how they smell. I notice them and see them wherever I go. I have an experience of them in my mind and my body. Since this is how my consciousness works, I set my intentions on love. I desire love, peace, harmony, and abundance. By keeping my mind and heart focused on them, I have an affinity for them. I first experience them internally. I begin to be love and see love. I begin to be peace and see peace. I begin to be harmonious and see harmony. I am the very essence of abundance, and so I experience abundance. I bring forth blessings for myself and others.
Perfect lead into this song. Life can be a challenge. Life can seem impossible. It's never easy when so much is on the line. But you can make a difference. With courage, you can set things right. The gift to dream and make dreams real is yours and mine. The power of one, the power of one begins with believing. It starts in the heart, then flows through the soul and changes the world. Imagine how life will be when we stand in unity. Each of us holds the key to the power of one. Each of us is chosen. There's a mission just for you. Just look inside. You'll be surprised what you can do. The power of one begins with believing. It starts in the heart, then flows through the soul and changes the world. Imagine Each of us holds the key to the power of one, and one by one we can make this world a much better place. The power of one begins with believing. It starts in the heart, then flows through the soul and changes the world. Imagine how life would be when we stand in unity. Each of us holds the key to peace, love, and harmony. It's inside of you and me. The power of one.
Wow, I think we can go home now. Anything I say after that is almost just not enough. Thank you, Emilio. So today we're looking at this idea of emotion. Last Sunday this month, and we've been looking at emotions all month. So we're going to look at high tide, low tide, which when you think about it in nature, is a natural ebb and flow. And so to recognize that our emotions, our feelings, even our thoughts are this natural ebb and flow. So I'd like to look at well-being, happiness, and something that's on television right now, or if you're not watching television, on the internet right now, called Time Traveler's Wife. So let's begin with this idea that happiness can exist without well-being, but well-being cannot exist without happiness. Now I want you to think about that. Happiness can exist without well-being, but well-being can't exist without happiness. I know it's a bit of a pretzel brain idea, isn't it? This time on a Sunday morning. But that's what I'd like to talk about today. So what is well-being? You can experience well-being at any time, despite what is going on, right? Can you? When do you really feel well in your life? Is it when you're content with certain things? When you're feeling safe? When you're feeling loved? Do you just feel well all of the time? You truly feel well when you're happy, right? Because feeling well if you're not happy kind of doesn't happen, does it? You're well all the time, actually. Even if you're physically ill, you're still well. Even if you're diagnosed as ill, you can still be very happy. So there is a part of us that is well in that well of our being. Would you agree with that? So fundamentally, well-being means a certain level of joyfulness, a certain exuberance in life. And you may not feel it all of the time, but there is generally, when you're feeling well, there is this overall feeling of joyfulness, even if it's gentle. Would you say that's true? So then happiness, what is it? Is it laughter? Do you have to laugh and be boisterous and exuberant to be happy? No, it doesn't actually even have to show on your face. You can look very neutral and be quite happy inside. Though people who study the micro expressions on your face would be able to tell if you're happy or not, just by the little twitches and things that you do. So we can say happiness is this or that. In life, it means your life energies are more exuberant and more bubbly, more up than normal, right? So depression means that your life energies have become very low. And I'm sure that we've all experienced even a mild sense of depression and sadness, haven't we? Sadness being the sort of early stages, and if it lives in our body for a while, it becomes depression. And it feels very low and very dark. There are many ways of describing happiness, and yet only those who are happy know what it means to be happy. Good news is that everyone has been happy. So know that you can be happy again. Everybody's been happy, but the problem is that it's hard to maintain it. Just like anything good in our lives, we want to hang on to it, don't we? Try and make it last for as long as we can, and yet that's not the ebb and flow of life. Things go. Just like if you ate chocolate all the time, after a while you'd be tired of chocolate. Or maybe you wouldn't. There's somebody in the back row going, never, never. When you were 5 years old, how many moments of joy did you have in 24 hours? And if you had a good childhood, generally speaking, you can say that when you were awake, you were pretty happy and exuberant all of the time, wouldn't you say? It was usually something someone did to make you unhappy, like told you to be quiet or stop doing that thing that was making you happy or whatever. But you were naturally that way, and you still are. Somewhere deep inside of you, you are. If you haven't been lately, it's there. So you learned somebody or something has to make you happy. Now that's the thing that I want to talk to you about, is that as a kid, because you were naturally happy, and then told you to stop being happy for whatever reason, you learned that you had to wait for permission to be happy. Now think about that. Like, that's huge. And because it was repeated and repeated often, we got to think that happiness was somewhere outside of ourselves. And yet it's not. It's not in things. It's not in activities. It's not in other people. It's where each of us is right now. And what we're doing right now, today, and perhaps if you choose in your life right now, is choosing to undo that, reverse that, to start to discover that happiness that exists within you. So somehow all this effort in life, everything you did, your education, running a business, whatever you did, everything became a pursuit of happiness out there. And yet you can learn to just be happy without any of that. I remember meeting a woman, she was in a senior's home, and she had been bedridden for 10 years. And she was a tiny bit of a woman with white fluffy hair and the biggest grin I had ever seen in my life. And I was there with her grandson for her, I believe it was her 98th birthday. And she was so excited to see us, and she was so happy. And I remember saying to my friend after we had visited for about an hour, how is it that a person can be happy and be so bound in her life? I couldn't imagine as a 20-something-year-old that I could ever be happy if I wasn't able to do all the things that I did, have all the things that I have, experience all the things that I experience. And yet, she had rediscovered that truly exists at the core of who she was. And I've only learned that in the last, let's say, decade or 2 decades. And I met her long before that. So if you're in a situation where you're not happy, or you're looking outside of you to be happy, you don't have to look that far. It's right where you are. And when you get still enough to ask the still small voice, it will show you how that exuberance can start to bubble up. So can you see me? Can you see me? So where am I? Where am I? Anybody? You can't see me? Am I invisible? Where am I? Anybody want to answer?
You're in Hamilton.
I'm in Hamilton. Okay, but where am I? Where am I?
Sitting on the stage.
Sitting on the stage. Okay. So point to where I am. Okay. but that's not true. You actually see me, it's actually light falling on me. If you ever remember studying this in physics, or maybe you quit that class, I know I almost did. Light is reflecting upon me, and it's going through your lens in your eyes into an image in your retina. It's all inside of you, all of it. I'm not actually here. Where am I for you right now? In your retina, as a reflection. And all of life is that. So when we say life is a reflection of what you've got going on inside, then what you are seeing as a reflection in your mind's eye, in your imagination a lot of the time, it's something that you project out, and it just goes back and forth. I know this is a little complicated and a little bit pretzel brainish for this hour of the Sunday morning, but I want you to think about the fundamental of that. Everything is inside of you, including if somebody touches you, you feel it through the sensors on your skin, and you experience it in your body. It has really nothing to do with them. It's how you are experiencing it within you. Okay, so why do I want to tell you that? So let's move on. So where do you really see me right now? So you figured it out. It's within you, right? Within yourself. So where do you hear me? Within you, through the filter that is you. So where have you seen the whole world, including all of the tragedies and all of the beautiful things? Within yourself. Everything that has ever happened to you, sadness, pain, and pleasure, have all happened within you. How you have responded to them. Control. That's what I want to tell you. You have control of everything that's going on in the world because it's happening within you. Joy and misery happen within you. Agony and ecstasy happen within you. Even dark and light happen within you. Even when you're making love with someone, it's not happening because of them. It's happening in how you're experiencing it within you. It's all about you. What happens in the world may not happen the way that you want it to, but at least what happens within you must happen your way, right? That's a choice. So if what happens within you is not happening your way, fundamentally, you've not figured out what the true nature of your life is. And that's what I'm here to remind you. So if you've been feeling like in this teeter-totter in the ebb and flow of life, especially with all of the negative news that's going on, know that you have control of how you respond to that. You have control of all of that. You may not have control of somebody else's behavior, but you have control of how you choose to respond to it. Do you choose to respond as love and as compassion, or as fear and wanting to control? And where does that get you? Just a question, not pointing any fingers. Like my favorite person loves to say, there's no blame or shame in unity. First, you must understand that life happens through you. The fundamental of our existence, who we are, happens through us. We get to choose that. There's no anger in the world. There's anger in people's minds, in individual minds. So when we say, how do we eliminate war? How do we eliminate anger? We eliminate ourselves first. There's no such thing as anger in the world. There's anger in you. And when you no longer have anger in you, there won't be anger in the world either. I am looking forward to that day. So you're not angry right now, are you? I hope. That means there's no anger in this room right now. But you can get angry. I won't do anything, I promise. And others can choose to join you, but it's a personal experience. So what is life? It's whatever you make it. You can make it angry. You can make this life experience a life of loving. You can make it one filled with compassion. You can make it frustration, and we've all been there. You can make it whatever you want. You get to choose. And that's the thing that they talk about in Scripture, that we have free will. You can make it whatever you want. The choice is yours. So what is life? It's what you make it, whatever you've chosen. Nothing has to be a big deal. You can make it whatever you want because it's happening inside of you. There's nobody controlling that. We're not necessarily going to solve all the world's problems on the planet. It would be really nice to be able to do that. And we live in a time where media is making it feel as though everything in the world is in our home, doesn't it? And that we know all of the bad things that are going on in the world. It's pretty rare that we get exposed to the good things that are going on in the world through the media. I like to post good things on Facebook. I figure that's my purpose in life. Part of my purpose in life is to post good things. Yet we can eliminate anger, war, control if we teach ways of joyfulness and blissfulness right from childhood, even for ourselves. Think of our kids. You know, how often do we tell them, be quiet. You're not supposed to do that. Don't be so loud. Don't laugh so loud. Don't have so much fun. And why? Why do we do that? I mean, Wendy talked about having her grandchildren last weekend. Were you exhausted after?
Kind of.
Kind of, she said. Yeah, you know, they have such a high level of energy that we have forgotten to have. I don't know why. Perhaps it's all this conditioning. But, you know, I invite all of you to be around some little kids at some point in the next little while, just to remind you of the exuberance that lives within you, because it is who you are, fundamentally who you are. We haven't focused on joy as a humanity. We've focused on fixing out there. We've not focused on making our children joyful. If they're making a lot of noise, joyful sounds in the house, we say, shut up. You know, it's interesting, isn't it? Because we're stressed or we're tired or whatever, we just don't want all that noise. Something to think about. We've not encouraged joy and bliss as a part of our life. So how can you have more joy and bliss in your life? What might you do that you haven't done for a while? Be around little kids, Wendy said. And if you can't be around little kids, how about animals like dogs? Cats, well, not so much. They can be a little temperamental like we are. But dogs for sure. If people were more joyful, there would be no need to control anger. I believe that to be true. So why don't we be the example of joy and encourage joy? And when we see someone, what's going well with you? Not what's going on with you, because guess what they'll tell you? All the stuff. But if you say, what's good in your life? What's been happening that's made you laugh this week? Or ask them about their children, if their children happen to be behaving well. Adult children, I mean. Because some people say, oh, don't ask me about my kids. But usually if you say, so how's your child? Right away you notice their demeanor change. Ask me about my son, for instance, and I'll go, oh yeah, Ben, and his baby. And all of a sudden my face is grinning from ear to ear. Find a way to be more joyful and blissful. That's all I'm asking you to do. You know, let's create religions of joy, politics of joy, finances of joy. Let's bring joy into our life on levels, all levels. When you're unhappy, you drag yourself through life. When you're happy, you're actually willing to do anything. Think about how easy it is to say yes when you're feeling pretty good, and how easy it is to say no if you're not. So when you're happy, you're loving, you're generous, you're flexible, and you're sensible. When you're unhappy, you can be really mean and nasty. I gave an example of putting my dukes up last week because I was unhappy, I was tired. But I could have chosen to be tired and happy, but I wasn't in that moment. It's all a personal choice. So here's one change you can start making today. Begin to observe a negative mood. So observe when you're in a negative state. Just notice it, because that's all it takes. When you notice it, then you can make another choice. The more comfortable we can be with those moments where our mood is uncomfortable, the more we embrace our humanness, the ebb and flow of life. Self-compassion during low moods isn't easy, but it's more effective than beating yourself up and not being happy. So why not just give yourself a hug or a little bit of chocolate for those of you in the back row, or something that brings you joy. You'll never win a fight with yourself, right? I mean, you just can't. We're a bully to ourselves a lot of the time, at least I know I am. So start paying attention, start being kind to yourself. Let happiness find you along the way. So about sadness, the exercises that work best are the ones that teach us to get curious about our negative thoughts and moods rather than to try and obliterate them by just sheer willpower. You know, somebody once at a lecture that I went to had this little, you know, like a stick with a little happy face on it, but it was just the lips. And you'd stand in front of a mirror and just put the happy lips in front of you, and you couldn't help but be smiling in behind them. So find some, even a silly way to just bring happiness back into your life. Maybe selfie and do a stupid grin, post it on Facebook and you know, give a challenge to your friends. How stupid a grin can you make? Why don't you try that? So here's a full screen quote, and it's by Eddie Nathan. What we know is that when people change their thought process, the challenge the way their brains speak to them, they have a good chance to undermine the power that sadness and depression have over them. Once you have met sadness and depression, they will be around from time to time. And to recognize that that's normal, that's okay. So there is a new show that's on television, and I've got 3 snippets for you to watch. And it's called The Time Traveler's Wife. And this first snippet is about what makes you sad. So this is full screen, Julian. Interesting, you'll see 2 more snippets as we move along. The premise of the show is that this woman who, the redhead here, starts out as a little girl. She's probably about 6, 7, 8 years old. And she's in a field, and this time traveler all of a sudden shows up as an adult. He's probably about 40-something when he shows up. And wherever he time travels to, he ends up being naked. So he's hiding in the bushes, and he wants her to go to her house and get some clothes for him so that he can actually talk to her. And the reason that he wants to talk to her is because he has ultimately married her, and at the time that he's meeting her as this 10-year-old or however old she is, that he's already married to her, and so he begins to tell her the story of her life and that and about time travel. And I guess the reason that I find this so moving is that we time travel too. Every time we think about a past moment, we've traveled to that time. And we're sad all over again as though it happened. And the premise of this show is that this young man goes back and forth to all of the major times in his life where things occurred, trying to change them, and discovers that he can't change them, just like we can't change them when we travel in time in our minds. We can only observe them and learn from them and let go and perhaps even learn the lessons from them. And so at this stage of the game, she doesn't know why she senses that he's sad. And she wants to find out why. And when he was a little kid, his mom got killed in a car accident where a truck stopped really quickly, and this piece of sheet metal actually came out of the truck and decapitated her. She was driving the car, and he was in the back seat, and because he was a little guy, it missed him. And so he keeps time traveling to just before this event to try and, but he also time travels at different ages. And so part of these other snippets are where he wants her to get to know his mother. So, how many times do you replay events from your past? How many times do you time travel? And sometimes multiple times, don't you? So this is meeting his mother. And this is so well done. It's interesting, isn't it? So she says, how did she hear me? But because he's able to time travel, she asked the question, and then he went back to before she was killed and asked her the question and recorded it and put it in a library somewhere, where in a box where he could find it later on when he went back to see her. And, you know, I look at the metaphor of that too, that you can go back to anyone who's lost in your life and you can ask them those questions, and you know what? They can answer them for you. I believe that that's true, because there is no time, no space. There's only oneness. And so if you have questions and you're time traveling to certain situations, why not pose the questions? And if you do it often enough and are really practiced in your meditative practice so that you know you're really connected with spirit, then you are going to get some of the most beautiful answers. So this is the mother's advice. It's better to be happy for a little while, just a brief time, even if you know you're going to lose it, than to be okay for your whole life. My advice is this: it's always later than you think, and this is the only time you'll ever get. So if you've been afraid about anything, it's always later than you think. It's better to have experienced something and perhaps lost it than to just live a mediocre life. So, how do you feel about well-being, happiness, and the time traveler's wife? Say this one with me if that's comfortable. I choose to live life to the fullest. This is the only time I'll ever get. And so it is. So let's feel good with Emilio and Michael Bublé.
Birds flying high, you know how I feel. Sun in the sky, you know how I feel. Breeze drifting on by, you know how I feel. It's a new dawn. It's a new day, it's a new life for me and you, for all of us, and we're feeling good. Woo! I'm feeling good. Fish in the sea, you know how I feel. River running free, you know how I feel. Blossom on the trees, you know how I feel. It's a new dawn, it's a new day, it's a new life for me and you, and we're feeling good. Dragonflies out in the sun, you know what I mean, don't you know? Butterflies are having fun, you know what I mean. sleep peace when day is done. That's what I mean. And this whole world is a new world and a bold world. Time to be happy, feel good. That's what we're here for. Live life to the fullest. Thank you for your message, Reverend Ann. Are you ready to feel good today? Say yeah. I don't believe you. Are you ready to feel good? Say yeah. One more time. Are you ready to feel good? Say yeah. Stars, when you shine, you know how I feel, don't you know? Santa the Pines, you know how I feel. Oh, freedom is mine, and I know how I feel. It's a new dawn, it's a new day, it's a new life. Yeah, it's a new dawn, it's a new day, it's a new life. Woo! It's a new dawn, it's a new day, it's a new life, it's a new life for me and you, for all of us, and we're feeling good. That's right. I'm feeling good. And I want you all to feel so good with me. So together, we're gonna make the world feel so good.
Wow, today's a day of power, isn't it? Lovely. What are you inspired to do after having heard the message today? I hope you are inspired to do something. I'm concluding that happiness is an inside job. It's all happening within me. And if I can take little snippets throughout my day to be happy, I'm going to make sure I substitute peanut butter for a chocolate. Chocolate doesn't do anything for me. Wonderful. Thank you, Reverend Ann. And now we turn our attention to giving back a portion of that which we have received. If you are here in the sanctuary, you may do so by using the envelopes at the back of the chairs. And if you're on, those of you online, you may donate via e-transfer. We thank you for opening your hearts to help us continue to work in this community. And we'll take a few moments of silence to just soak in the message and who we are, our happy selves. Let's bless these gifts together. Divine love that I am blesses all I give and all I receive.
Now it is dawn. I am where I belong. I am healed. I am whole. I am waking. Now I can see. I can get all I need. It is here within me for the taking. Now I am full and I feel in my soul I am free, I am whole, I am making every day. like a leaf on the ocean, tossed here and there, feeling fear and despair, mixed emotions. Then I woke up one day, I decided to pray. I stopped running away. Now I believe I can give and receive endless love, endless peace, endless pleasure. Now only faith from my heart radiates to all the world, which I embrace without measure every day. This I vow, here and now. I am love. I am life. I
We're here to pray with you, a prayer of celebration, gratitude, support, anything that's on your mind. We will hold that prayer in our hearts for you, and you may send your prayer request to prayer@unityspiritualcenter.com. Before we close, I wanted to just bring to your attention, in October, between the 7th and 11th of October, we will be holding our Unity Canada Conference in Nanaimo, British Columbia. So bear that date in mind. And now we've come to the end of our service. I thank you so much for being with us and hope that you have a wonderful week. And as we go out, we will say the prayer of protection.
Hi, everybody. Join with me in this, and it's the long version. And I would like for you to imagine the love in your heart pouring out to the world as we say this together. The light of God surrounds you. I am the light. The love of God enfolds you. I am the love. The power of God protects you. I am the power. The presence of God is over you. I am the presence. The mind of God guides you. I am the mind. The life of God flows through you. I am the life. The laws of God direct you. I am directed. The peace of God abides within you. I am the peace. The joy of God uplifts you. I am the joy. The strength of God renews you. I am the strength. The beauty of God inspires you. I am the beauty. Wherever you are, God is. Wherever I am, God is. And all is well. Amen. And we'll close with Expect the Best with Richard McDeesey, Harold Payne, and Emilio Zaris.
It's all about joy. I open my eyes, greet the new day, take a deep breath, kneel down and pray. Then I give thanks, look in the mirror, and a friend looks back at me. As best. Expect the best. I know that I'm loved right where I stand. I know I'm enough just as I am. All that I want, all I desire is waiting here for me. The universe conspires to mature my happiness. So I expect the best. I expect the best. I'm loving my life, living my dreams, losing my fears, I'm spreading my wings, feeling alive, anticipating what the future holds for me. And I can't wait to see what's gonna happen next, 'cause I expect the best. I expect the best. I expect the best. I expect the best. Oh, it's not over yet. Expect the best.
Wonderful, wonderful. Thank you, everyone, for being here. Thank you to those of you at home. And remember, I love you. We love you. Expect the best this week. Bye for now. See you next week.